Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a new bill comes to the floor in the Commonwealth as it aims to protect students from inappropriate conduct by school officials. And there continues to be water issues in eastern Kentucky after mainline pipes froze during the weather.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:35 on January 24th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia, and good morning, everyone. Mild start to the day. Some of us still lagging in the mid-30s in the live view outside our WYMT studios, showing that we are rain-free for right now. Won't be the case this time tomorrow morning. It is 51. As of last check at Jackson, 56 at Harlan. Take note of the 37-degree reading at Manchester. Again, we've got to scour out some of the cold air along some of the low-lying valley floors. A few showers as you make your way out toward, or at least south of Mount Gay near Barberville, and then you make your way toward Pulaski County, Waynesburg, back toward Columbia. More showers as you make your way toward Danville, and especially north and west of Lexington and Maysville, back toward Covington. And we look toward Nashville and Bowling Green for our moisture as we head through the rest of this Wednesday to provide some showers, some bursts of steadier rain, and again a mild high into the lower 60s. We'll time out the hour by hour as we head into your Thursday. You're going to want to pay attention. The first alert 7-day forecast is coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. We heard strong testimony yesterday from victims of sexual misconduct from school officials. Several advocates of House Bill 275 spoke before the House Education Committee yesterday morning. The bill aims to protect children and students from inappropriate conduct by school officials. The committee voted in favor of it. Kelsey Soto talked with youth advocates who say it is a step closer to preventing it from happening again.
A bill designed to crack down on teacher misconduct is making its way through the Capitol.
If you watch the news on any given day, unfortunately, you will see where an unfortunate situation has happened in a school system involving a teacher or someone in authority with one of the students.
Representative James Tipton is the chairman of the Education Committee and primary sponsor of House Bill 275. It would require school districts to fully investigate any instances of teacher abuse. Information and records would then be shared with other districts anytime a teacher goes to apply elsewhere. Katomi Yokokura is now a UK student, but she shared her story with committee members about the grooming and unwanted relationship she had with a teacher in high school.
It wasn't until talking with my college friends that I began to fully understand the gravity of my experience and the betrayal of an individual I trusted.
The bill also requires the Department of Education to provide training to teachers by 2025 about what inappropriate behavior is and how to spot warning signs.
And I hope you vote in favor of this bill to show our students, our kids, that as a state, we care about protecting them from sexual misconduct in their schools.
NDAs would be banned in regards to misconduct involving a minor or a student. The victim's privacy, however, would still be protected.
I just want to thank you for being so brave. I know this was not an easy thing to do, to share your story. And as a teacher, I am horrified that someone violated your trust in this manner. And I, for one, will try to do everything I can to keep this from happening to another child.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. House Bill 275 passed through committee unanimously. It will now go before the full House for consideration. Also yesterday in Frankfort, the House Education Committee passed a bill that would require a moment of silence in classrooms at the start of each school day. It would last 1 to 2 minutes, and students would decide how to use that time without input from teachers. The bill's sponsor says it would help students by giving them time to decompress before getting the day started. Opponents say it is too close to requiring prayer time during school. It now advances to the full House. A Bell County man is charged with child sexual exploitation charges. An investigation was launched after the KSP Crime Branch discovered 22-year-old Timothy Patrick North had uploaded sexually explicit images of minors to social media. North was charged with 5 counts of possessing matter portraying a minor over the age of 12 but under the age of 18 in a sexual performance. He was taken to the Bell County Detention Center. A man is dead after he was found under a bridge in Pike County during the recent Arctic temperatures. Last week, the Pikeville Police Department received word from the Kingsport, Tennessee Police Department about looking out for David O'Donnell. Officers with Pikeville PD had looked for O'Donnell on January 10th in the Cassidy Boulevard area, but could not find him. Officers later found O'Donnell dead under the Cassidy Boulevard Bridge, an area where homeless people frequently stay. Officials say no foul play is suspected. Several people in and around Bledsoe and Harlan County are without water. Some community members say they have been without water for weeks. They get water from the Black Mountain Utility District, which says the water issues started after a power outage. Harlan County Magistrate Paul Caldwell says they are working hard to get water back into homes.
As of right now, they are pumping the water up Pine Mountain. We had an issue at Baxter and they couldn't fill the tanks up here on Pine Mountain. And then when they get it filled, they'll fill the tanks on Bigelow. And then when we get that tank filled, it'll start flowing on out toward 221.
Yesterday afternoon, Caldwell said that he hopes the water is back on within 24 hours. And these water issues are also causing other problems for folks here in Hazard and Perry County. In the last couple of days, the city of Hazard declared a state of emergency due to this water shortage. But it is not just an issue for the city and its customers. As I'm about to show you, it's also an issue for first responders. More than 2,000 people in Hazard are without water following several days of bitter cold temperatures. And Mayor Happy Mobilini says one issue is the water system was built in 1949.
Our water system's not cut out for that. I mean, we almost made it through, and then the last 2 days, we had 22 mainline breaks, and it depleted the tanks.
And these issues are not only impacting customers, but first responders. Early Tuesday morning, Hazard Fire Chief Robert Keith says they reached to outside help while responding to an apartment fire.
We called other departments to bring their tanker trucks, and we used those, and they were taken to the river behind, to the boat ramp behind City Hall and refilled with water from the river instead of using the hydrant system.
With tools in place to not deplete the water tanks, Keith says they are prepared with resources to gather water in other locations.
We're ready and prepared for anything that we may have, water shortage or not. We'll get through it and be able to operate just as normal with, may take a little bit more help, but we'll be able to get it done.
And Mobilini says crews are working around the clock. But he says a common question asked is why does the city still have water issues if it receives grants so often?
We have received a ton of grants, and it is going to get better. We've got the funding to build a new water plant in Buckhorn. It's going to take years because we still have to go through some of the red tape, like the environmental and stuff. We still have to get, or Division of Water, we got to get them to approve it.
Adding that the city has been waiting for approval from the Division of Water since November 2022, and they are still waiting on funds from several other grants. And when we return, there was some infamous Oscar snubs this year as one of the biggest movies of the year missed a few categories.
And weather-wise, we're tracking some spit and head showers locally. The bulk of the action is to the north and west. How does everything play out hour by hour for today? The First Alert 7-day forecast depicting everything coming up after the break.